Okay, so when you say drive them to buy your shit, you mainly talk you want to push the fitness and nutrition aspect of it, correct?
So the offer that I currently have, I have a $7 like Pure Your Irons toolkit that is on that Samcart thing that I sent you.
Yep.
And that rolls up into a 6-week like roadmap that's like complete game. It has like, I don't know, like 27 drills, games, whatever, and then it has like a progress tracker you can use to kind of work your way through it. So, I mean, and my wife and I are kind of building this together. She's done all the visual and stuff like that. So we're open to like, if this isn't it, we can pivot. But we just wanted to get something out there and get rolling.
I love it. So we're trying to get people into the golf lessons, right? Lessons,
yeah.
This toolkit that we have right here on this landing page.
Yeah, so like the 6-week roadmap is obviously ultimately where I'd like people to be. And then, you know, like maybe 10 people that have access to me for $500 to $1,000 a month.
Yeah. Got it. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So I did get a chance to go through some of your social medias. Let me pull it up here. So I did like the style of content that you do. Like it's okay, you know, like it's definitely getting your story out there. I'll pull up Instagram first.
Okay.
So it's getting your story out there. Yeah, they're some of them perform pretty good. I mean, like at an account with around like 800 followers, you know, if we can consistently get like 2,000 to 5,000 minimum, and then like on more of a visibility post, like getting exceeding like 10K, that would be the most ideal. Now the best way to do that, judging off of like the content that you've already been doing, I think if you incorporated more talking, like if you were talking people through some of these things, I think that would help tremendously. It also like helps them connect with you more on a different level. So because they're hearing their voice, they're seeing you, you know what I mean? And then you're also like explaining and talking about like what you're doing, and then also stressing the component of like if you want to be like if you want to be good at like as far as like speaking to like amateurs, like if you want to be like good, if you want to get dialed in, like you're gonna have to like dial in on the like nutrition and fitness side too, which like I see like a lot of your content is like talking about that as well, which is really good. So what would you say like you need the most help with as far as like the content goes? Is it telling the story? Is it finding?
So this is honestly like, and you're not gonna hurt my feelings at all going like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess I'm just looking for guidance on like what's the quickest way to start putting out stuff that's good. Some of my TikTok stuff has been surprising. Like I've had one reach like 9,000 views.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like that was when I had like 50 followers.
Oh, that's good.
I've had a couple, like a number of them over like 4,000 or 5,000 too, which has been interesting. And again, like I got to think that counts for something, right?
Yeah. I mean, is so. Here's the thing too. Like, you know, when you see something that like has a little bit of a spark or a little bit of a pop in it, right? The best thing we can do is like we go to it and we analyze it, right? Why did it perform well? Why did this video specifically out of the other ones like perform better than the rest? Now I noticed, right? So it's how I spent my day as a 45-year-old chasing the Champions Tour, right? So what you're doing is there's some level of brand identity with like the Champions Tour, right? And there's also a component of your age, and like you're still like getting after it. I actually want to like pull this up for you. I'll pull up let's see if I can have a screen share real quick. I want to pull up Bobby's account so I can show you, because I did a very similar video for him as well. So this is so I've been managing Bobby's Bobby's company, which is Impact Zone Golf, and then his personal page as well, which is Bobby Clampett. And so this page started out at like 750 followers, maybe 800, like around the same range that you're at right now. And so from then we grew it to 4K so far. And so if you take a look at some of these videos that I've done for him, right, 700, almost 800,000 here, 270,000 here, 450,000 here. And I bring this up because I say, like, this is a that video that you did that did very well is very similar to this one I did for Bobby. US Open golf tournament at age 65.
I just found out I got into the US Open qualifier at my home club in Carmel, California at the Preserve. I've competed in 7 US Opens. Best finish was third at Pebble Beach in 1982. And I haven't attempted to qualify for the US Open in 6 years. I won the local qualifier in Florida at the age of 59, and now at the age of 6.
Right. So essentially, he's just sitting there talking to the camera and talking about how we got invited to try to qualify at Carmel County, and so. If you see, it's very simply made. It's literally just him, like, on his farm, like, just talking on his phone. But, like, this type of content really helps people get connected with you. Because if you see, like, all these people are commenting, like, oh, good luck, Bobby, rooting for you, blah, blah, blah. And so when we did this first one, I actually thought it'd be a good idea to make it a series, right? So that was part one. And then we had a couple different ones. And it was pretty much him, like, saying what he's doing to train and get ready for it.
All right, next step is to start getting the intention of practice. What is the training regimen going to look like? 4 days to train to get ready. So fortunately, I have the best training facility in the world right here at Clampett Ranch. So what I'm going to do is start with getting the golf ball I'm going to play, the 23 Pro V1X. So I'm getting some balls, and I'm going to use the quad launch monitor, and I'm going to start dialing in my numbers, as well as monitoring my club head speed through some training. Next step.
Right, so he's kind of just taking you through the whole experience of him prepping for the US Open. And so that has a lot of brand recognition as well. And so, like, when people hear that, they're like, oh, snap. Like, golfers already know, like, what that is. So they're like, oh, okay. And then they see his age going for it, and then they're like, okay, now they're more intrigued, right? And then another aspect on top of that, if you noticed, I use these caption overlays right here, attempting to qualify for the US Open golf tournament at age 61, part 1. Right, so these caption overlays, I've noticed with Bobby's content, with Jason's content, NCI content, pretty much like everything, every account I've worked with, is that when you tell them, like, the viewer what they're going to be expecting in this video up front, but, like, leaving a little bit of, like, not mysteriousness, but, like, questions of, what's going to happen, right? Like, you give them a little bit of taste in that caption, and then as they watch the video, they're like, okay, I get it, you know? And so using those caption overlays are going to be huge for you. So I just want to kind of describe a little bit of a funnel system, and I'll use Bobby's account as an example of that. So we have 3 styles of posts that we normally do, right? We have visibility posts, which are going to be posts that are, like, intended to go viral or intended to get more eyeballs on us, right? Not necessarily to convert, not necessarily for anything else, but eyeballs and followers, right? So that's going to be like stuff like that, like story times, like things that are trending, like in the golf world, like stuff like that like gets a lot of views. That's how we're gonna first build our visibility, bring them into your account, right? Now that they're in your account, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to nurture those. We have to nurture those leads by having value-added content. So for Bobby, we had these like story time ones as, like, good visibility posts, a lot of brand identity. He's talking about playing with a lot of, like, OG players. Like this one, he's talking about Bob Snead, right? So
18. Never forget the first time coming down Magnolia Lane. In the second round, I was paired with the legendary Sam Snead. I was 18, Sam was 68. After 3 holes, we had some thunderstorms that came through and delayed play, about a 4-hour rain delay. And
essentially, it's just pretty much story time, right? So he's sitting there where'd it go? So he's sitting there talking. I'm using a lot of B-roll, right, to describe. So as he's like talking about something. So when he's talking about the Masters, I pulled a clip of like the 1980s, like that year, like the Masters clip, and put it in there. And then he's talking about Sam Snead, so I put some clips of Sam Snead in there. So it's like what you're talking about, you're having like these like clips or descriptions and stuff like over that, so they like connect, and it also makes it more engaging for the viewer. So all of these posts, 450, 270, almost 800K, those are to bring people in, get them following, get them in the community. Now, once they're in here, right, so for Bobby, like what he's doing is he was like, okay, like he wants to sell his Impact Zone golf course, right? So now it's like, okay, we're going to nurture these leads. So we're going to just add as much value as we can. So now these videos where you're adding value are not going to be expected to be like going viral or popping off or doing anything crazy like that. It's literally just giving as much value to the people following you as possible. So when we go to promo for something, then like they're already bought into you. There's a rule that we like to go by. There's 2 different ones. So there's the 7-hour rule, where somebody or a viewer or a lead has to consume 7 hours of content to be fully bought into you or fully trust you. And then there's also the 15-minute rule, which is if somebody consumes 15 minutes of your content a day, then they'll be bought into you. They'll be like, okay, like this guy knows what he's talking about. I feel like I can learn from him, blah, blah, blah. And then when you go to promo, then they're like, all right, they're more willing to jump onto that, right?
Yeah.
And so these posts, storytime posts, were the visibilities. Value-added posts would be like these.
How do you get a backswing that's on plane or a functional backswing? So one of the great training aids is to have a flat edge wood board, just like this that I have in front of me here. It's a staircase or a wall or a platform like this. So in order to create an on-plane backswing, the club shaft is always going to point to the plane line unless it's parallel to it. So as I take the club back, the club shaft is pointing at the plane line. It leaves the wood, and now it's parallel to the plane line. As it continues back, now the butt end is pointing at the plane line. So you can learn to train your students or train yourself to make an on-plane backswing by keeping it on the wood as long as you possibly can. So I'm not trying to keep it on the wood this way. I'm going to go ahead and let it come up the wood and keep it on plane all the way to the top.
Right, and so stuff like that, that's where like they're like, oh snap, he knows what he's talking about, okay, and they're like learning from you. That's the value that they're getting from you, right? Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Perfect. And now, so for Bobby, what we were promoting for him was he was running a scholarship program for his Impact Zone golf community, right? Now, these promo posts, mind you, these ones are expected to get the least amount of views and visibility, however, more engagement, because 9 times out of 10, like you have a CTA at the end, like comment blah 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 and we'll send you the link, comment this and we'll send you the link, right? And so those are expected to have the least like views but most engagement. Now, what I mean by that is like this.
Hey, just so you know, I have multiple screens. I'm taking notes in case you wonder why I keep looking away.
Oh, perfect. No worries at all. No worries at all.
I got distracted.
No worries. And then if you think if I go too fast or you have a question,
no, you're not at all.
You know. Okay, perfect. So like for Bobby, I think it was this the first one we did?
Hey there, Bobby Clampett here. You know what I've witnessed during my years of calling golf for CBS? Something that'll probably tick you off. While you're out there grinding on the range, trying to fix your swing with the same old tips your buddy gave you, or worse, some YouTube guru, there's a small group of golfers who figured out the real secret. And it's not what you think. See, here's what's really going on the golf course right now. There's a massive divide. On one side, you've got golfers still obsessing over backswing positions and follow-through poses. The same stuff that's been taught for decades. On the other side, a small group of players who've discovered Impact Zone mastery.
And here's the kicker. That gap is widening fast. While most golfers are still trying to look pretty at the top of their swings, these impact zone guys are dropping strokes like crazy. I'm talking about real measurable improvement that shows up on the scorecard. I've seen it happen over and over during my 4 decades in this game. Golfers abandon their old habits, learn what really happens in impact, and suddenly they're playing golf like they never thought possible. The crazy part, most golfers have no clue this shift is happening. But here's the thing, I don't want you to get left behind while everyone else figures this out. That's why I created this masterclass series specifically for serious golfers who want to understand what really matters. Hey there, Bob.
Right, so these ones are like, there's no like, it's like nothing crazy. There's no like, it's pretty much a straight promo, right? Just promoting for that. So like that.
So his message is kind of like what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And that's like so much of the garbage online, especially it's like he's credible because he's played. Like I'm trying to bring that. I don't have the reputation that he does, but like, you know, so many of these guys online that teach can't get it airborne.
Yeah.
And so like, there's like, you see all this stuff online, you see these people doing this stuff, especially like from a body guide. I'm like, you can't even get into this position. And then you go out on the range at the US Open and not one guy playing there does anything that is being taught on. I mean, I'm sure you see it in the content world. It's like, and so like, I'm trying to get that message across without being like going against the world type guy.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? So I like that. I like what he said.
Yeah, there's definitely a way that you can frame it in a sense that's like, you know, like, yeah, you're coming off as like respectful, but it's like, but these are wrong. It's
I don't, you know, it used to be popular to like try to create controversy. Like that's not me. I don't respond to that very well either when I see people doing that. Especially someone that doesn't have a reputation, I'm like, well, who are you? Yeah,
and that's also just like, you know, that just brings on a lot of attention, yes, but like the kind of attention that you don't want, because like as time goes, like you'll start to build a reputation that's like kind of skewed from like what you want people to perceive you as. Like for example, like we had a like for Jason, right? So a big part of like Jason's was like the marketing for him at one point was like, okay, like, you know, he makes a lot of money, like we got to show that he's like making a lot of money, and then like, you know, that was part of like people being bought into him, like, and be like, okay, like he knows what he's talking about, he's doing this and this. However, like that is a very fine line to walk, because like if done wrong, he just comes off like a douchebag. You know what I mean? And so it's just like kind of like showing that proof, but like not being an asshole, or being like directly like, oh, like this is bullshit. This guy is wrong. This is trash. He's never gonna get anywhere. You know, and like doing it like that. You know, there's definitely a way to frame it to where like we can come off as like respectful. You know.
Yeah, and that's kind of what, like, I honestly kind of want to be like a leader, and that's why I'm kind of putting my own story out there instead of like someone who's, you know, talking about the gurus and this and that. Like, even like sometimes that kind of language, I'm just like, all right, like for me, I guess I'm secure enough in what I believe that I don't feel like I need to do that. Yeah. So.
Which is good. And like you don't absolutely like need to like bash other people. It's like when you know what you're talking about and you're like demonstrating what you're doing, and like you have like clients that you've worked with that are performing well, and that's all the proof you need. You know what I mean? Like there's absolutely no reason to like have to like put other people down to make yourself look good. It's just like the proof is in the pudding, you know. If you show the clients that you work with, everybody's like performing, they're doing great, like that's all you need, really. So with this funnel style of content that I described, right, at the top of visibility, right, for our visibility posts, let's break that down into let's break that down into what you can do for like your content, right?
Okay.
So now you have you did play pro golf, right? Yep. And so what kind of tournaments did you play?
So I played all the way up until like the Corn Ferry, what's called the Corn Ferry Tour now. Yeah.
Okay. So
I never played the DJ Tour then.
Mm-hmm. So do you you've been playing since you were young?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be part of your storyline, right? Let's start talking about that. Let's start maybe some ideas would be like, oh, let's talk about the first time that you stepped up to your first tournament, right? That would be a good one. Some roadblocks that like you ran into, right? Maybe like you were in tournament and you learned a valuable lesson that you feel like other people can benefit from too, right?
I think one of the things, well, I was taken out of pro golf from an injury.
Oh.
But quite honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, this was back in the mid, 2008, 2007.
Yeah.
And I just remember like I didn't know how to get better.
Yeah.
Like I was just out there kind of alone and like that. So I didn't know if like that's part of the story too of like I feel like now I'm a better golfer than I was back then.
Mm-hmm. So what was that moment that you realized that you were like, dang, like I really don't know what I'm doing? And like where did you go to learn more about that? Was there somebody in your life that was like showed you the way?
I think when I like reflect back on it, I operated on the story that I didn't like to practice.
Yeah.
But I really think that I just didn't know how to practice. And so like, I didn't really know how to practice other than just doing everything that everyone else does, just out there grinding on mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And then where I learned it is, are you familiar with TPI, the Titleist Performance Institute? Maybe or maybe not. It's like it's a pretty big authority in like the golf fitness world.
Mm-hmm.
So Titleist has this branch that has certifications and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And they did a certification at around performance golf coaching.
Okay.
So that's really where I kind of got hooked on a lot of this stuff and intuitively how I always thought about it anyways, where it's like you're running your golf practice like John Wooden would run a basketball practice. Like Steph Curry doesn't think about his elbow position and stuff when he's getting ready to shoot. He just catches it. So it's like a lot of like, even like moving around when you're hitting, like hitting shots left to right to left, like trying to get intuitive and out of your subconscious or the mechanics, trying to get into your subconscious, putting pressure on your practice. So like, like one of the things I do is like, I'll play 9 holes and I can't have 1 3-putt on the green, like putting 20 to 30 foot putts or I can't leave. Well, you start getting pretty nervous towards the end because you want to leave.
Yeah.
But that simulates pressure on the golf course and like so it's just kind of like all that stuff. I started to go like, wow, like, because the truth is, this is something that I was going to ask you about because it's like, what message sells? The truth is like to incorporate an actual swing change for people who are getting lessons. It's probably like it took Tiger Woods, and you think about how much he practiced, 2 years to make a swing change. And so like your average Joe has no chance.
Yeah. Especially when they got family, they got life, they got other things going on.
Exactly right. And so it's like, how do you communicate? Like you have no chance at doing what the online guy says of, all these positions. And essentially it's like, I can get you better impact. Like Bobby Kleinbach says, like, I can get you better performance with what you have just by changing the way you practice and be able to transfer what you do on the range to the course.
Yeah. So it's kind of like more like we're not like changing up your whole structure of how you do it. We're just making how you do it better. Right? And more dialed in. Yeah. That's a great angle to come at it from, because it's like that can be very what is it? Like that could be very valuable to some people because like a lot of people like don't want to like change everything, because there's some people that have been golfing like what, like 10, 15 years, like the way that they have been, and like it's like, oh, like now they gotta like restructure everything. It's just like too much for them, I would imagine, right? Like I've only been golfing for like a year, so I'm just like I'm just picking up what like I see from like everybody else, like Bobby and Jason and all them. So it's like I can only imagine like if like somebody that's been doing it for like a long time. Like I've been skateboarding for 20 years, 23 years, something like that. Like if somebody came up to me and they were like, "Hey, I know you've been doing this trick like this for this amount of years. We're gonna do it differently." And it would throw me off completely.
Yeah. So then like to bridge that gap of like skateboarding to what is like, so like if you're going up, I don't know much about skateboarding, but if you're going up to like kick up onto like a pole and write it down, like what are you thinking about?
So it's very like so I'm just it's a feeling
Exactly
thing, right?
Exactly.
It's
and
like
that's what all these drills that I have do. They give you a feeling that because intuitively, if the pole's this high versus this high, you just do it.
Yeah, and
right?
when you're riding up, you're just like you're feeling how you're rolling up to it, the angle. You're kind of feeling like the cracks like on the floor. Like if there's like cracks or like a divot or something, like you don't want to like hit it. You're feeling your speed, how fast you're going, and then like it's just like muscle memory from there.
Yeah.
So
even for a guy like you and I try to use like when people are good at other sports, I try to use that to like transfer to the golf, because they'll take a guy like you who does something very intuitively, I would imagine can use the ground pretty well because you skateboarding, and they'll absolutely lock you up with mechanics in golf. Whereas where otherwise it's like, hey, like what happens if you move the skateboard this way? Just do that in your golf swing, and then like what's that feeling? What does that do? Like so it's like that kind of stuff where it's not so much like it's not so much like, oh, let's completely erase your athletic ability and lock you up like a nerd.
Right.
Like one of the things that I had, I haven't used it, but it's like kind of tapping into this. You're a former athlete wanting to be good at golf. Stop listening to nerds. And so it's kind of just like, but it's exactly what you said. It's like, how do you translate a feeling to performance?
And that's one thing that somebody did to me that really like made it like click for me, because I do like fighting sports and stuff too. And so when I was golfing at Kiowa with Jason and a couple other people, I was like I was swinging, and like somebody made like the connection. They were like, all right, so when you're fighting and like you go to throw an uppercut, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, okay, kind of the same idea. Like you want to you want to hit up on it, and it just clicked for me. I was like, got it, and it just like using that person's experience to help them like connect what they already know with like what you're trying to teach them. I think that's huge.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. I guess I don't know if I have the message right or what
I think you got it in here, right? Like you have the idea. I think it's just like a matter of just starting to talk about it. And just like just how you just talked to me about it and like kind of explained it to me, doing it like that, like the same way, right? I know it can feel kind of like, and I'm not gonna tell you to do because there's a whole like, here's 3 things to fix blah blah. Here's 3 things to like it just comes. You want to feel as authentic as you possibly can, and like when you're just speaking from like a place of like passion and like love for the sport and like genuine want to like help people, then they receive that so much better. So I think it just starts with like just starting to tell your story, like sitting in front of a camera and just like start talking about your story, what brought you here, what you've learned, and like what got you to this point to where you even like by 2008 when like you've been playing the game for years. And you were like, dang, like I really don't know much. Like, dang, like I've been doing it all wrong,
Yeah.
And so talking about that like will help people like resonate with that too as well. Okay, so now for your funnel.
Okay.
The funnel being the top being visibility, the middle being value posts, and then the bottom being promo, right? Which is funneling people into your offer, into that landing page that you got. So for visibility, right, we're gonna be a lot of like storytelling, tournaments that you've played, lessons that you've learned. Stuff along those lines, right? Tournament reviews, like, okay, I played this one tournament, this is how it went, type of thing, you know? Let me see if I can pull a couple more examples from Bobby here too. And then, like Bobby has, he has Clampett Ranch over in Monterey. And so what I did when we got there is he kind of like took me on a tour, right? And so like, that was part of the series too, right? So like here it's a tour of his private golf course at Camper Ranch. So he's like taking me through all of the different tee boxes and everything. Absolutely beautiful. So this is like another like type of thing that we did for him that actually I didn't intend for it to perform that well, but it did okay. 152,000. Beginner golfing mistakes. So I actually I had him break down and analyze my golf swing. And so this is me golfing terribly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but like, you know, like stuff like that, right? So like if you have clients that like you're working with that like they don't mind like being on camera, you could record those sessions, right? Set up a camera, grab a mic, like nothing crazy, like have it on your shirt and just do your thing. There's a lady over here in Virginia, over at Creighton Farms. She owns what is it? Top Swing, something swing, but it's a golf coaching like business, I guess. And like that's what she does. And like I'll see her all the time. She just has a camera set up and she'll have like 10-15 people. She'll be group coaching them and like she's just going by like giving each person tips and stuff. And so like that would be really good value added content for you. And then it could be good visibility too, because like it's natural, those natural engagements that you're having with your clients and stuff. People love that. They love that. And like one person could be watching that and be like, oh, that's what I need to be working on. And then they tap into your content, they watch more, and they're like, okay, like this dude can help. He can be the one to help me, right? And so that could be value stuff, right? Another branch of value we could do, like for Bobby, we did like a situation, right? So like in this one, he's like, all right.
A month, a very deep-lipped bunker. That's right, the green surface is some 10 feet above the level of the ball here. How do you play these shots? Well, first of all, don't go to your 60 wedge because you've actually got to hit the ball pretty far to get it onto the green surface. So I've dropped down to my 54-degree wedge. Same swing as a normal.
Right, so these types of posts are very valuable to people. And then
So I have one today. Someone reached out to me on TikTok. Said, I'm struggling, and this guy's got probably 10 times the followers I do. He said, I'm struggling with my bunker game. And I was like, I got you. I'll film something today. So I was going to do that.
Nice.
And then, can you tag people on TikTok?
Yeah. You can tag their accounts on and like the captions and stuff. So you can do that and then send it to them. If you did that, you should post it like as a reel. And
I was going to, yeah.
Yeah, and because that would be very valuable to people.
Okay.
That'd be very good. Yeah, like anything like that. I think we did also like putting lessons. I think this was no, not that one. But we did a couple ones about putting, about warm up stretching. This one.
This is how I warmed up when I got ready to play in a PGA Tour event. All touring pros know that they warm up their bodies before they begin to practice. They go out.
Right, and like this like pertains really well to Bobby's audience because a lot of his audience is older, right? They're like 50 plus, and so they're all broken and shit. So they're like, oh wow, like this is great, and like he's been doing that routine for years, and so stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be all of that stuff would be like under value, right? So lessons. Engagement with your clients, and what was that other one that I said? There's like bunkers, bunkers putting, little tips and tricks. And then I'll like write this out and like get this sent to you too. Right?
Okay.
And so all of that from the visibility, that will bring them in. Now we have the value added posts, right? That will kind of build that value, educate, get them bought into you. And now we're at promo, right? So as far as promo goes, now I don't recommend like constantly promoing.
I was going to ask you for like a percentage of like cadence on the 3.
Yes, I would say like it's slightly different with like everybody's audience because it just like depends on like on a lot of different aspects. But generally speaking, I would do maybe like 2 to 3 weeks of just straight visibility and value. Just visibility and value, and then like 1 week of value and promo. That's how I would do it. Now that's for that's great for if you're doing like a scholarship program. Like the scholarships would do. That was exactly what we did with Bobby. Like we did. It was just a month of value and visibility, and then we started promoing. I think it was like last week, and so just like pushing those out because you don't want to like overdo the promo because then people they'll be like, all right, we get it. you know? So that's kind of the cadence for like something like a scholarship that I would do. And now as far as like and then Jason's gonna help you with like that, like kind of more of like the business side, like the business funnel aspect of it. But like that's how I would do it, like on the social media content side, and like your top of funnel, like what people are seeing, the first thing they see, like when they open up their phone and they see your account. That's how I would do it. That's how I run it. That's how we did it with Bobby. And you have.
I like that. It's very. I like the funnel. That makes sense.
Yeah. And
how many posts a day? What do you think on?
So that depends on you and your ability to film, edit, and do all of that stuff. So at least bare minimum 1 time a day.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's bare minimum. Now, if you wanna start really like pumping out some volume with content, 2 to like 3 is like intermediate. Like, okay, that's solid. You're getting a lot of like content volume out there, a lot of chances for visibility, a lot of chances to get eyeballs on you. Now, if you're like, this last one I would call like the quote unquote crackhead stage, where it's like if you want to post like 4 or 5 times a day, that's another thing you could do. But all that depends on like your time, how much time you can put into it, as far as like filming, editing goes. Because we did that for Jason for a month. We did 5 posts a day for a month, and oh my God, it was so much for just me. Like, it was me and like we used to have one other content guy. It was more like big picture idea stuff, but like just the amount of like editing that took, and like filming and constant like thing. That's why now if you see like Jason's like he's like, yeah, I'm not posting on social media all the time, like I'm not doing all that. It's because like he probably got burned out from that, because it's just like constant, like, yo, we need to film. And so as much as you can take, you can post 1 to 2 times is like perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and that could be also. Oh, another thing. So there's reels that you can do, and then there's also carousel posts. So like reels, like videos, those get seen majority of the time by non-followers. So I think I can actually pull up the analytics. So like for this one, for example, view insights, interaction views. Oh, it doesn't have the chart. I would like to see the chart. Okay, so if you pull it up on your, actually I can do it on here.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've looked at some of that.
Yeah, you know where it has like it says view insights and then there's a chart?
I do. Yeah, you don't have to pull it up. I got
Perfect. So like reels will majority of the time get pushed to non-followers.
Okay.
Mostly it'd be like anywhere between like 60 to like 80-90% non-followers. Now posts, carousel posts, photos, stuff like that, those are generally going to be seen by your followers. And so those are really good lead nurturing posts. So like value added posts, stuff like that. Just to kind of like get your audience that you already have more on your side or more bought into you. For Bobby specifically, we've been pushing a lot of reels, like getting as much visibility as we can for him. Now for NCI, we do a good mixture of the both, right? Now NCI we do, is this what I want? Yes. So NCI, like this would be like a promo post, but since it's just a carousel post, this is a majority going to be seen by our followers, that we already have. Now this one popped off because we posted it at a really good time of day, and so we were trying to funnel people into the $1 certification, and so a little bit of copy, and then call to action at the end. Comment free for the link. Boom. And every single person that comments, this is a lead, right? Everybody here is a lead. And I think we got 90 comments. I posted this on Friday. You know?
Yeah, my wife did a carousel. It's interesting you say that because like when I look at my insights, all the reels, it's like 80-20, 70-30. Mm-hmm. And then this one carousel we did was 75% followers, 25. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And so that's targeting exactly the people you wanted to, right? Because if that post, for example, were to go to like a bunch of non-followers, right? Odds are they don't know like who you are. Like they are not bought into you. They're just like seeing a random person like, you know, selling something, right? And so like that's why it's like most impactful for that to be seen by the audience you've been nurturing. They've seen your reels, they've seen your videos, they know your story and they know you, and they're like, okay, like yeah, I'm in, right? And then another style of promo posts that we do for NCI all the time, like this one did fantastic. This one got us 700 comments, and so it's a reel, but just B-roll with copy on the front. A little bit of copy, what they're going to be getting, or no, what the level 1 creates, and then what they're going to be getting here. Right, very simple. These style of posts perform very well too, and this is very similar to like what you've already been posting, and it's also with the CTA right here. So it's very similar to what you've already been posting, just a little bit more, right? So it's like, okay, like here's my $1 course. This is for this, and this type of person. You're gonna be getting this, and this. Comment X and we'll send you the link, right? That's a perfect type of post for you that you can do and funnel people into that landing page that you have. And so that would be like promo. That would be more like promo / value, mainly promo though. But like since it's a reel, it can get seen by like more people that aren't your followers. And like this one did great. Like we got like 700 comments on these. Unfortunately, we didn't have our ManyChat set up at that time, so we literally had to manually one by one go to every single comment and like be like, all right, here's the link.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what are you using to like edit? Or like if I wanted to do, I see the voiceover with like the yellow lettering. Like how do I do that kind of stuff?
So that is the simplest, most easiest editing software to use out of any of them is going to be CapCut.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're really good. So you can have a desktop version of it. You can have mobile version of it. So like editing, the power of that is insane. Like there's no other editing software that I know that you can do both that is as seamless as CapCut is. It's very easy to use, very user friendly, and like they have text templates. They have like all these different things. Like it's very powerful, honestly.
Okay.
Now, as far as that goes, like don't think that you need to be like the best like editor.
Yeah.
You know, like all you need to know is like just bare minimum like editing, know how to throw captions on there, and like if you wanted to put music on it, like putting it on but not putting it too loud, and that's like bare bones. Like that's like the gist of like what you would need to do. And then like above all of that, the most important thing, which like you'll get over time, like it's kind of like an eye that you develop, is like being able to see a video, right? So if you have like a 2-minute video that you filmed, being able to see it, cut it up, and like knowing what's fluff, like what you can just like get rid of, like okay, this sentence like doesn't matter, this sentence doesn't matter, and like condensing everything into like short videos but impactful in what you're saying, like that skill arguably over editing, over everything else, like is the most important one. Like, and I say that because this video that we did with Bobby, the first one about the US Open, right? The way that he filmed this, right? Each clip was like, it's not in the order that is shown here when he said it naturally. So when I edited it, I'm like, I do all the clips and I like sit through and I'm like listening for a good hook. Like what's a good enough hook to like get people like caught in and intrigued in it. Yeah. And what I settled on was that part was when I found the part, I like took it and all I did was put it in the front. And so
found out I got into the US Open qualifier at my home club in Carmel, California at the Preserve. I've competed in...
Last night I just found out I got invited to blah, 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 right? So that was actually like the third or fourth sentence that he said, but like that was such an intriguing sentence. I was like, boom, front load that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's like the most important skill that you can develop, like over editing, over everything else. Is just having that good eye for that hook, for the content, like stuff like that. Now, so we went over the visibility post, value post into promo. Boom. For the scholarship, you could do that for three weeks straight, visibility and value, and then that last week, value and promo. And then those promo posts would be those style. You could do carousel, and then the other reel style that I showed you, similar to what you're doing now. And do we have any questions about anything that I've gone over yet?
I don't think so. This has been super helpful.
Good.
Yeah, no, this has been great.
Good, yeah. And I'm always at your disposal too. Like if you feel like you need another call, if you need some clarification on something, or if you want me to like review your videos, just let me know and we can hop on a quick call, and then we can go through that at any point.
So I was gonna ask you, because I think I have one more call. Like I'm kind of I bought like this it was supposed to be a 28-day thing, and they converted it into like a 4-call thing. I've done 2 of them with them. This has by far been the most helpful. And so in my mind, I have one more, to be fair to everyone. Could we in like 2 weeks, like I'll get after this in like 2 weeks. I don't need an hour of your time probably. Just like for a half hour, go over it, and then...
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, absolutely, yeah. And like, most of my time is like either on like NCI calls or like just editing at my computer, and so it's like I'm pretty available most of the time. And so,
okay, I see. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah. Anywhere that I can help, anywhere that you got questions, feel free to call me, text me. I'm here. I got you, man.
Well, so past when I can, like our next call, what are your offers? Like how much do you, like I'm guessing, are you an independent contractor?
Yeah.
So like what do you offer, like managing accounts, or how does that work?
So it depends. So I do, like for bigger, like NCI is and Jason, they're my biggest clients right now. And so, they pay me a little bit different just cause like it's more like, well, to make it simple, probably around like 1,000 to 1,500 monthly, but that's about like what I charge right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm just curious.
Yeah, and another like
my goal is to get to the point where I can use someone like you.
Yeah, and like the biggest like aspect to that is like all of that footage I filmed with Bobby, like I flew out to Bobby and like I filmed it. I'm like, okay, like I'm like say this, like do it like this. I'm prompting him with the questions. Like, I have like all thousands of dollars of all this equipment that makes it look beautiful. So that can be something that if you're interested in, we can talk about like down the line for sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. This has been fantastic. So
perfect.
Yeah, I'll reach out back to you so you don't have to think about it here in a couple weeks, and maybe we can touch base again.
Perfect. Yeah, and then any time between now and then, if you have questions about anything, please let me know. I'm here to help.
Oh, dude, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
For sure, brother. Let me know anything that you need, and I'll be here. I got you, bro.
All right, so good. See ya.
All right, I'll see you, brother. Have a good one.
You too, bye.